welcome, welcome, welcome to another broadcast here on the Depsterism channel. It's Sunday afternoon. Hello, everybody. Um, this was kind of a last minute thing. You know how I do things. But I looked at my inbox yesterday or the day, whenever, I think it was yesterday morning. I looked at my inbox and saw how many letters was in there, and I started having anxiety. I was having anxiety. So I decided to do some of them today and then do some more on Tuesday because if I only do them on Tuesday, it would just be way, way too long. And I know that's not going to work. So we're going to deal with some of them today. And Anyo, how you doing? I the video I did yesterday, kind of a spur of the moment thing. Um, so a lot of folks got upset at me about that because I was talking about how people went into the Chinese restaurant and they was looking for some French fries, and I was like, okay, that's some country fried Bama shit. Who does that? And then people started saying that, like in New York and certain, boroughs of New York and in Philly and stuff like that, in areas where they have high concentrations of African Americans, they offered the Chinese restaurants had fried chicken wings, burgers. Some place had ribs or something, and they offer burgers with the French fries. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I'm. When I talk about a Chinese restaurant, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a waitress where they have waitresses and waiters and tablecloths, and you sit down and they have real forks, and knives, and spoons and stuff like that. Now, the place I was talking about that I had been at was a very small restaurant, but they still offered all of those things. And I talked about the couple that was on the date, and people were getting confused. They're like, well, they had this Chinese joint here, and it's just all takeout or it's behind bulletproof glass, and you get, okay, that's not a restaurant. It's just like if they serve chow mein at 7-Eleven, you could go in there and get it, right? But that don't make it a Chinese restaurant. So, we were having like a very interesting, oh yeah, well, I don't know what happened. I forgot to take it down. That's what happened. Um, it was just very interesting to see, the differences, but I still stand by what I said, people experience something different, get out the hood. If you want some real Chinese food, look for a Hunan or Sichuan restaurant. And, black people tend to like spicy stuff. So, go ahead, and try it. Give it a try. Try something new. Get out of the hood and go to a real restaurant. Put your fine clothes on and go in there and sit at the place with the tablecloths and the waiter's gonna come with the little thing over his arm and stuff. Okay, that's a real restaurant. This stuff where you go up to the counter and you get your shit to go is not a restaurant. That's the takeout joint. Okay, there's very, very different. So I just wanted to clarify that once and for all because I kept having to repeat to myself. And I think that everybody should have train their children how to act so that when they do go to a real restaurant, not a takeout joint where you eat out of a styrofoam container in the car, uh, then your children will know how to conduct themselves at the table. Okay, that's very important. It's going to impede their progress in corporate America or really on any job or, even like at universities and stuff. They have events and they people be looking at your child shoving food in his or her mouth and chewing with their mouth open and not knowing social graces at the table. They will be uninvited to many things. You don't want to do that. If your kid's smart enough to get a scholarship to go to college, give them all the tools they need to be successful, not just the grades. There's a whole social culture in college, and kids, if they don't fit in, then they're not gonna fit in. Yeah, I love Thai food. I love any food really, except for English food. English food, no, no. German food, not a fan of that either. But see, the only reason I know that is because I've tried it. I've tried it several times, different dishes, and so now I know. So let's get into today's letters. Yes, experience something. Experience something new. Do better. Okay, now these letters are kind of interesting. My cousin didn't pull these. I did because she's working on the other ones. But like I said, I looked on my inbox and was just horrified at how many letters there were sitting there that came in this week. So we're going to, kind of knock a few of them out right now. All right, this came in from a woman in the 36 to 45 age group. I wonder if she checked the wrong box because this sounds kind of young in the mind. Okay, traveling diva, do not come in my chat mentioning other people's channels or names. That's a violation. I mean, I know you're trying to be good, but that really wasn't necessary to say because what you're doing now is coming across as a promotion, and that's not allowed. If people want to promote on my shit, they need to pay me. So don't do that anymore. I'm going to have to delete that comment. All right. This lady says, I'm recently married only 5 months. My husband has a lot of female friends, socially and in real life. These are friends and ex girlfriends. Ex girlfriends. Well, one night we were laying in bed and this chick texted my husband to borrow $10. And he said, okay. She comes with a bowl of chili and some cornbread. So I threw it away and said that was disrespectful, so I checked him on it. But I wanted to call her and cuss her the fuck out. Am I wrong? Yes. First of all, you've only been married for 5 months, okay? Now you knew before you said I do that he had all these friends. So why is it a problem now? If it wasn't a problem before you got married, it's not one now. Okay, so that's that you wrong for that. Number two, um, your husband is the one that you're supposed to be checking because you two are laying in bed. There should be, hours where once the you don't friends don't call you no more. You're a married couple now. Your phone is off limits at a certain time. Now, of course, maybe this was early. I don't know what time y'all went to bed. But my thing is, if it's after 9 o'clock, don't call my house. Because that's me and my man's time. I deal with my friends on earlier hours. So, but he was supposed to do is text her back and say, "We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm off limits right now. I can't do nothing. I'm with my wife or whatever he want to say." But he needs to put up a boundary there to let her know, don't do this shit again. And you, um, he failed. So you were right to get on him about that. Now then she comes with a bowl of chili and some cornbread. Why did she only bring one bowl of chili when she knows that he's married? Now, you don't say how big the bowl of chili is and quote some cornbread. Was it only enough for him or was it really enough for both of you? Maybe that was her way of saying thank you for the $10 because she was in in a hard place right now. So you don't really know why she brought the chili and stuff, but you're gonna throw a temper tantrum and throw it out and all of that. And that was not the way that you're supposed to handle it. If that's his friend, right, then you supposed to open it up the bowl and say, well, where's mine? If it's only enough for one person, right? And make her look stupid and make him look stupid too. So then, or if it's enough for both of you, you get a spoon and you taste it and you say, girl, this is really good. Thank you. You act like you have some fucking sense. Now, the whole thing about it, if you wanted to cuss her out, you don't do that. Okay, you don't call any other woman and cuss them out. That's your husband's friend, and it's his job to check his friends. Okay, you be quiet. Sit down some damn where. Don't say nothing. That's not your job. And for you to be in the 36 to 45-year-old age group and you acted like this, girlfriend, you have some growing up to do. And that's what I got to say for that. That's just too much. I don't know if it's his friend. You know what I mean? It's his friend. She said he has friends and ex girlfriends are that he's still friendly with. Now she doesn't say who this woman is, but if it's a friend and it's only $10, then of course he's gonna give it to her. You know what I mean? Now $100, $1,000, there might be some questions that needed to be asked, but $10. But I'm like, okay, but you don't have no nigga that you fucking that you can't get $10 from. See, my thing is this: if you screwing some man and you need something and his ass don't come through, then he should be immediately cut off. Immediately. Like that second. Soon as he says no, then you cut him off. And I'm not talking about you just want a new handbag or, some no frivolous shit. I'm talking about something that you need. Like somebody asking for $10, she must really need gas or I mean something. There's something that's coming up. But because that's like a penny ante amount of money, but whatever. um that's his job anyway to check her. So, to tell her not to call after his house after a certain time, not to text him after certain times. And, it's just his job. Everything. Yeah, $10. I mean, I give that to, homeless people on the street. So, but it doesn't seem like she's really mad about the money, but maybe so. Maybe I'm misreading it. It seemed like she was more angry about the bowl of chili and the cornbread, him trying to feed her. So I don't know. I'm not sure, what's going on there. But if she's that insecure about it, then you shouldn't have married him. If you don't like a man that has female friends, you shouldn't have married him. Everything that you needed to know about this man, you already knew before you married him. So to me, this is a ridiculous question. All right, but just don't be cussing folks out because you might get your feelings hurt because she might be better at it than you, like me. Okay, now this young lady's in the 26 to 35 group. She says, I dated a guy briefly and broke up with him about 2 years ago. She said, everybody fired. The relationship was very toxic and complicated. However, I can't deny that I had an intense emotional connection to him. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced before. He's the only guy that I have ever been in love with. Well, duh, that's why. Although it's been 2 years, I still can't get over my feelings and attachment to him. I have tried dating other men, but it never went anywhere, either due to the fact that I felt no spark or attraction, or because I noticed too many red flags early on. These failed attempts at dating have others have only reinforced the idea that he is the one for me because those other men didn't even compare to him. Oh, I know this is unhealthy and I need to move on, but I can't shake the feeling that he was the love of my life and that I will never find anyone else. Can you please give me some advice on how to break this attachment once and for all? I simply cannot waste any more time finding for a man who does not love me. Yes, I have a wonderful suggestion. Go get a stun gun, okay? And every time you think that he is the one for you, I want you to zap your dumb ass with it. This makes no sense, especially for you to be this old. And you already know the man was toxic and it was bullshit. He did nothing but hurt you. It was drama from day one. You ended it 2 years ago, and yet you still talking about this fool. See, makes no sense to me. It's like you want there's a video on here too that I'm gonna link to, like I always do. What is it right up here at the top? Um, Talking about how women love pain. You just love it. You latch onto it. You just want to feel it over and over and over. Because for me, any man who hurt me and that was toxic to me, that means he was poison. Okay, but yet you somehow magically flip that around in your head to be that's the love of your life. How does that even compute? You must really not like yourself very much at all to think that somebody like that is going to be the love of your life. That means I'm telling you, zap your ass. I'm telling you, she just need to fry her ass a couple of times. She'll break that habit because this makes no damn sense. I mean, if I lived near you, I would do it for you. But I wouldn't want to make sure you don't do it too long so you hurt yourself. But you need to feel a dose of what real pain is to remind you of why you left that relationship because it was painful. So you want to feel pain, you like pain so much, just give it to yourself and then see if that helps. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. There's no hope here. This is hope. This is fucking hopeless. This man don't want you. You don't really want him either. But you just getting all in your feelings and fantasizing about some shit that's unrealistic. You'll never find somebody else. And you only in the 26 to 35 age group. Yeah, they want to feel you right. I'm just telling you, they want to feel something, but it seems like what she wants to feel is pain because she's like, like elevating dude that was she defines him as toxic. She's elevating some poisonous individual to the love of her life as someone that nobody else compares to. How do those two things even go in the same sentence? This is somebody with some emotional problems for real. Yeah, I'm telling you. You zap your ass enough, you exactly. It's called aversion therapy, actually, in psychology. It's called aversion therapy. So pretty soon you will be so much, trying to avoid the zap pain that you'll train yourself not to think about him because you don't want to get zapped. Yeah, she needs something, a hobby, a second job, something. But anyway, that's my advice on how to break that habit. You can't, why are you wasting your time doing that? Do something positive and constructive with yourself. Go volunteer somewhere. Volunteers at the old folks home or at a school or somewhere at a hospital where people need that kind of nurturing and love and support and emotional connection because you have it to give, but you trying to misdirect it. And talking about there's no spark and no connection, where does that spark and that connection get you? In reality, it takes time for that to happen. It when you have a situation where it's like instantaneous, that is some bullshit, and that's gonna get you like in a world of pain. 99% of the time, that 1% of the time that it works out, okay, both of them people are really happy, both of them, but everybody else got fucked over. So, you looking at a situation where you meet a guy and you feel all this instant heat and all this old shit, that's just a situation you feeling lust and you're confusing it with love. That's what you're doing. You get them. You can order them suckers on the internet, on the internets and stuff. Just make sure they ship to your state. You know, that's all. Exactly. That's what she need to do with her time because this is a waste of time and energy, and your youth and beauty fucking around worrying about some chump. And you was in love with him. Oh well, I mean, so what? I mean, everybody in the. You know how many times I've been in love? At least 15. Sometimes the in love feeling lasted like a day. And then it went away because I found out something about them that made my switch flip. But I mean, you will fall in and out of love so many times in your lifetime. Come on now. You don't get stuck on one dude. And then the one you love after that, you'll be like, well, damn, this is so much better than that other fool. Why was I wasting my time thinking about that idiot? Oh, she need to do something with herself. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. But I vote for the aversion therapy. The stun gun zapping works like a charm. You get your ass toasted a time or two. You'll stop thinking about this nigga. All right, this lady is in the 56 to 65 age group. And she says, let me just get right to it. I feel undateable. Oh, in my state, 80,000 is a year is the lower end of middle class. Yeah, mine too. Actually, $80,000 a year here, you still in poverty. And living expenses are high. I have been living with my sister since I was laid off years ago, but I've significantly increased my salary over the years. The two of us split rent and expenses. I work hard, but as a contract worker, although I've managed to create a steady flow of work, it's hard to get my salary up to what it was when I was a 9 to 5er. No one is hiring people my age. Because of my living arrangement, it makes it me feel like I shouldn't even try to date, especially when I hear you talk about losers. Should I not date until I have my own place? Am I a loser by today's terms? No, you are not. And let me tell you what you you're doing something that I advise, which is two single women living together to share expenses. Why would you need to live by yourself? Don't you live perfectly happily there with your sister? You guys split the cost of food, the cost of housing, the cost of lights, the cost of water, the cost of everything is split in half. So each one of you has much more disposable income. You don't have to stress and strain as hard, and you both have a nice place to live. Why would you want to leave that? I mean, unless she wants you out or something. I mean, you know what I mean? But if it's working out for you two, then don't worry about that because when you get with a dude, he's supposed to have his own spot. So you gonna be having an overnight or something. You go over there. Now, if your sister's over, got a boyfriend, whatever, she goes over to his place, and you have the house to yourself for a night, and you want to invite dude over, well, then you can do that. That's something that the two of you would have to work out, though. You be respectful of her time and her, desire for sleep and privacy and all of that kind of stuff. So always, if you have a roommate situation, always make sure that it's okay with your roommate to have overnight guests or to have guests at all. Because you never know what went on in their life. So respect your household. That's your number one thing. Respect your roommate and the household and her safety as well as yours. So you don't be bringing everybody to your house. So, I have no problem with this, and I think that if you're making inroads with your contract worker because I did that for like 20 years. I had like some little Mickey Mouse little jobs, and that like started with a contract, and then they would want to hire me, and I might work there for a while. But in general, I like contract work. That's why I became a personal trainer, because it's like you have a business of your own within a business. They provide all the equipment and the insurance and stuff like that, but you're responsible for your own book of clients. You design all their programs, you design what you set up their schedules. It's all on you. So I loved that shit. I loved it. It was like the best of both worlds, and I could make my schedule with, not take clients for 2 weeks, whatever you want to do. So if you got a situation that's working for you, then don't worry about that part. That does not mean that you're a loser. The losers are these dudes living in their mother's basements and whining about how they can't get a woman, uh, and they look like a troll, and they have Jabba the Hutt bodies, and they want to get like a dime piece, and they're mad because women won't pay them any attention. Those are losers. Men that don't know how to talk to people, men that don't know how to socialize, men that go up and down the street hollering at women and commanding them to smile and touching on teenage girls. Those are fucking losers. Okay, that what you got here does not qualify you as a loser at all. Now, what I should say is, do the things I suggested, and then if you get a dude, make sure he has his own spot, and then you go over there. You all gonna have a wild night on the mattress. You go to his house. You guys want to sit up and watch movies or something, and if your sister's at home, you go do it at his house. Unless she's okay with it, she might want to watch the movie too. And I mean, just work things out, talk, communicate with your sister, and don't just make assumptions and be dragging dudes up in the house. So anyway, no, you're not a loser. Okay, question number 4. I'm 46 and supposed to be in my sexual peak, but I don't want to have sex at all. Not with my husband. He is 48, and not with any other men either. How can I convince him to end our marriage? Ho, ho, ho. Whoa. You know that Jabba the Hutt thing? Look at that. They got meat laying all, it rolls that lay down and spread out and stuff. That loose goosey fat. You know what I'm talking about? I hate that shit. That shit looks nasty. All right. Yes, the 40s is normally the time when women experience their peak, like, I don't know, between, say, 35 and 45. Um, but what I'm going to say is there's something else at work here. What you might want to do is go to a doctor and get your hormones checked, because you could be very well sliding into menopause, and your body's having a hard time with it. Some women need, they have their bodies really struggle, and they have like their hormones just drop like off a cliff drop instead of a gradual drop. So you might benefit from some hormone therapy, but that's something that you could deal with your doctor. And it's not to say to make you want to have sex, but it just sounds like you're going through some, emotional things here. And so you don't want any kind of intimacy with anything male. And I can totally understand it, because all they do is get on your fucking nerve. But you convince him to end the marriage by going to an attorney and filing for divorce. That's what you do. You don't have to convince him. You just decide that you don't want it. It's your decision whether you want to be married or not. He does not have to agree. Okay? You don't have to, he doesn't have to agree. Um, but I'm thinking, let's first, because I'm just getting, it's like I have this empath thing. And even though you only wrote, let's see, one, two, like 5 or 6 sentences here, I'm getting this energy of heaviness, of like depression, anxiety. Um, you're closing yourself off. It's like it's a lot going on here that's not related to this letter. And I mean, to this, what you wrote the letter about. Let me put it that way. So I'm going to suggest you see your doctor first, okay? See your doctor, check your hormones, and see what's a kilter, because getting you back on an even keel is necessary first, before so you can make a decision, and really thinking it through, really communicate what's going on with you to your husband, and then let him know, I don't want to be married anymore. Right now, I'm going through whatever I'm going through. I'm finally waking up to the fact that marriage is not for me. It's been a great whatever number of years, but I don't want to do this anymore. It's not going to be fair to you to have me here, because I don't want to be here. It's not going to be fair to me to be here because I don't want to be here. And you should have somebody who loves you and wants to be with you. Frame it like that so he makes it so he doesn't feel like so rejected. But that's my first suggestion is that you see your doctor and you know work it from there, and then you get a divorce. Yeah, I mean, I had a boyfriend, and he told me this dude, but he was so fine. So he started school when he was like 15, and so here he was at like 40, and he's like, I mean, he knew how to put it down and everything. Don't get me wrong, that wasn't the problem, but he just felt like sex was terribly overrated. So he was like, yeah, it's good if we do, and it's fine if we don't. That's not my number one reason for being with you. He liked to talk and he liked to do stuff, activities, have fun. So we had a nice little setup while it lasted. Then he did something I didn't like and I fired his fucking ass. Yeah, she does. She thinks she needs permission or for him to his buy-in because she's saying, how can I convince him? You still don't have to convince him. Okay, so that's question number 4. Now we're on number 5. She's in the 26 to 35 age group. And she says, I'm a new fan of your channel and I love your raw, tell it like it is advice. I have a friend that has been married for a few years now to a man who, ever since they were dating, always felt the need to block her friends and family from all of his social media accounts. Once I let her know of a very flirtatious conversation he was having with an ex, he blocked me. However, I'm still able to see him leaving heart eye emojis under mutual friends' pictures. He also has his wife, my friend, blocked from his accounts and hardly posts about her on his page. In my opinion, he's an attention seeker, and I feel like he just got married to have an ooh ah moment on social media, and because he knows she provides stability in his life. Without her, he wouldn't have had a pot to piss in. I'm sure she thinks this relationship is genuine, but I know she low key knows he doesn't act as a true partner should. It's bothered her for years that he won't unblock her from Facebook, and he refused to do it even after they got married. I don't like voicing my opinion about people's marriage because I understand people do what they have to make it work. I roll. But I can't help feeling some kind of way about this because I think she's wasting her time with him, but it's in it to just to say she's living the all-American marriage life. What are your thoughts? Because I don't know if maybe I'm just the crazy one. All right, let me flip back this one. I hate it when it prints on 2 pages. Okay. You say, ever since they were dating, he felt the need to block her friends and family from all of his social media accounts. I have no problem with that. Why do you, as a friend and a family member, need to be on her man's social media account? So, see, that to me, that's appropriate. You guys should have blocked him too. He don't need to be friends with you. What for? He's friends with his fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever. That's enough. Stay your shit over there. So that I have no problem with. So you let her know about a conversation he was having. That means that she told him, right? And she told him who told her, and that's why he was able to block you because she opened her big mouth. And she also was blocked from his accounts before they got married, and she continues to be blocked. She knew she was blocked, and she chose to marry him anyway. So, again, this is not your concern. What he does with his social media page, that's his business. If she don't mind being blocked from her man's social media pages, then that's her business. That's not for you to say anything about. Um, yes, she's wasting her time with him. When a guy, I don't even know how to say this, but it's like when he puts up all those kind of boundaries with his woman, the people are supposed to be partners, right? I know some people they share a Facebook page. They make sure there ain't no shit, funny shit going on. They have, one page and they post their family shit on it and all their friends stuff and everything because everything's mutual, right? So would they need a separate page? I mean, I could see if one of them had a business page or something, but as a social page, what's the difference? It's going to be a mix and mingle of both anyway, so they may as well just have one page. And but on a situation like this, she's ignoring a lot of red flags about this guy just to be married. And if you say he wouldn't have a pot to piss in, it wasn't for her, that means that she got married to some homosexual dude. Is that what I'm picking up here? That he was like, like a bum, And she married him and gave him stability and a home and her, half her check and all this stuff. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm looking at this and it's just you're implying a lot of things, but you're not flat out saying it. He's just, yeah, he's full of shit. That's what he is. But she chose to marry him. For some women, being a wife, being married is more important than who they married. And she sounds like one of those types. She just want to be somebody's wife. And so she's married to a knucklehead. Yeah, this shit wouldn't fly with me. This wouldn't fly. I wouldn't have married him. I wouldn't have married a man that treated me like that. But you can't you having all them kind of secrets. I mean, what is it you trying to hide? Why you got feel like you have to hide stuff from me? See, that would make me suspicious. And when I get suspicious, then I start not trusting you. And when I don't trust you, it's an unstable, unsafe, emotionally situation, and I throw up the deuces. I'm out because I don't like to feel like my feet are on quicksand. I can't do that. So, bottom line in this situation is you need to stop talking about your friend and her husband. If she comes you asking you anything about him, be neutral. Say, "Wow, that's really something." Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That kind of shit. Don't you side with her. Don't you side against him. Don't you say nothing that could be construed as you taking sides for either one of them. Just stay out of it, because she's choosing to be uh, whatever she's choosing to be, and there's nothing you can do about that. She grown, okay? As long as he don't send in flirtations and stuff things to you, then you have nothing to say. Question number 6. We've been dating nearly 4 months and have gotten real close and both love each other. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, your auntie married for that reason and she immediately regretted it? Yeah, see, you can't do. You know what? I'm going to tell you. When you love a motherfucker half to death and he loves you too, it's still hard to be married. You know why? Because other influences. Even when you think you know somebody, you don't know all their stories. You don't know everything that contributed to them being the way that they are. You don't know how until certain situations and circumstances are presented how they're going to react. You can have all the hypothetical situations that you want to, and people will be up here. But when the shit actually goes down, they're gonna be in here, and that's gonna be where you find their real response. So, as many years, I'm telling you, you you could be with somebody for 20 years, and they're gonna still say stuff that's gonna make you be like, "What? I thought I knew this motherfucker. I didn't know this about him, or I never knew that about her." And people just be like, like, what? How come we never know that? You don't know because people have things that are extremely painful that happen to them, and they even if they tell you, okay, the surface stuff, they're not gonna tell you the real story, the nitty gritty, the play by play for I mean years, and they may never tell you. They may never tell you at all of the whole story, how deep it rooted it is. So that's what I'm saying. When you get married to somebody and you think that you know them, you don't know shit. You could date them, So people say, well, you shouldn't know them. You should get married unless you've known them for 2 or 3 years. It don't matter. It depends how open the person is. You could get the same information out of somebody in 4 or 5 months if they're open and you are too, as it would take other people 15 years to do. So time isn't it. It's how you two connect, what kind of conversations you have, how observant you are, and the questions that and situations that you two are presented with over that short period of time. So, I'm not a length of time type of person. I think at certain point, you can just overdo it and be in a relationship too fucking long, and you should have got married. At least that way, you can go. A lot of people feel more secure once they're married, and then they can start the unraveling process then that they wouldn't do if you're just dating. So, there's something going on with this girlfriend. That's why she wanted to get married. And so you just need to stay out of it, okay? Question number 6. Okay, dating for 4 months. We gotten real close and we both love each other. I lied to her about being divorced when we met. Oh, man. No, you didn't. And I wasn't. I was also given the chance to tell her the true story, and I lied to her face about it again. Oh, dude. Until telling her 24 hours later the true story of my divorce and my past. We had another time before this happened when I checked her phone and she asked and I said I didn't. And then she asked again and I told her minutes later, yes, this happened twice. Okay, so you done lied to the woman in her face 4 times, at least in 4 months. Okay, these are 4 times you telling me about. Okay, and I was given a chance not to do it again, and I never had. Until this happened, prior to this, she was so happy and had no concerns with trust. She now has huge trust issues and big issues, which I understand. She says that she feels that since the phone incident, she has been less attentive, and it's because she subconsciously lost respect for me. And that now this happened, saying that something was wrong, the divorce issue as well. But she has no concern. She had no concerns before. Can this be saved? Any ideas on how? What can I do? I know I have done wrong and confided in her on my past, and the reason why I lied to her and was more of a defense mechanism for me. I had no intention to deceive her and no ill intention behind not telling her. Liar. She has not broken up with me yet, and I know she loves me, and that is positive, I believe. We are talking this week about it. Just need advice on what to do now. Thank you for your answer. You know, this, yeah, he's, dude, this is a wrap. You can forget it. She'll never trust your ass. Okay, this is how it is. See, so what you lied about not being divorced. Why did you do that? Because it was convenient for you. You say it was a defense mechanism for you, right? So all you thought about was yourself and your needs and your wants and stuff, and totally deceived the woman. You lied to her. You manipulated and coerced her into a relationship by providing her with false reality. That's a fucking sociopath. That's what you are. And you had no problem with doing it and lying to her twice in her face when she directly asked you and gave you 2 opportunities to come clean and you still lied. Okay, you had no intention to deceive her. Stop fucking lying. What do you think you were doing? First, you say you was a defense mechanism, and then you say, but you had no intention to deceive her. Yes, you did. Otherwise, you would have told her the truth. Oh my God. I know. I want to. I'm just like this. You need therapy, and then you need your ass kicked, and then you need to go back to the therapist some more. What you don't need is this nice young lady in your life because you don't deserve her. You're a fucking liar. You're a manipulator. You are just control freak. How you gonna be going through somebody's phone? What gives you the fucking right to do that? And then you're gonna lie to her about that too. I wouldn't trust your ass any further than the next corner, if that far. No, she hasn't broken up with you yet, but trust me, it's coming. It's on her agenda. It's an agenda item. And you're gonna be fired, and it will be deservedly so. Next time, this is my answer for you, my advice for you. Next time, when you go into a relationship with a woman, be honest. Be honest, motherfucker. Cause see, this is the shit that happens. People always find out the truth, and then you look like an idiot. You look like a liar, and the woman's not gonna trust you. Why should she? Fa 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 fired. That's right. We need a little theme song. I need to make a little song for that. That I could play the sound file, mash the button, and it will play. I'm going to do that. This guy is unbelievable. Yeah, you going through you go through my phone. You'll be soon as I get my phone back in my hand. I'm gonna tell you to get the fuck out. Get out. Get out of my life. Get out of my house. Get out of my life. See, I don't tolerate that kind of stuff. I threw a guy out because he asked me who was on my phone. Well, who's that? It's who it was, motherfucker. You don't pay my phone bill. Get the fuck out. Okay, that's how quick it was. You don't ask me shit. And you ain't paying no bills up in this bitch. This every motherfucking thing in here is mine. So I am the only one who needs to know anything about what's going on with anything in this house. What's on my computer screen, what's on my laptop, what's in my phone, who's on my phone. None of that has anything to do with you. Faxes I get, emails I get, nothing. People smoke signals I get. None of that has nothing to do with your ass. Okay? Nothing. So I'm not answering no questions about it. Don't ask me, because you're going to get your feelings hurt when I tell you to get the fuck out of my face. Oh my God. You guys, I can't even tell you how many dudes I fired. They do that kind of stuff. They try to do that. They try to control you and say, well, I don't like that dress. Who fucking asked you what you like? Get out. It was like we was going out. And I dressed very nice. So he wanted me to dress more, like hoey. And, as somebody's mother, I'm going to dress in a way that I think is sexy, but it's not going to be showing half my ass. I'm not going to do that like I did when I was 21. I'm not that chick no more. And so why would I do that? And so, he wanted me to change clothes. I'm like, no, you get out. Just get out. And I thought the dress was very nice. It had a nice little, what they call that heart, sweetheart neckline. She showed a little cleavage, and it was low cut in the back. And I had my little wrapping stuff. We was going to a formal event for his job, but he wanted me to look, like some kind of streetwalker or something. I don't know what he wanted, but I knew what I was not gonna do, and it was not gonna be that. So just get out. Well, but to take, the party, I'm like, you should have thought of that. You should have kept your fucking mouth closed. Get out. I'm not going nowhere with your fucking ass. And that is that. I mean, I have so many dudes I've just like fired like that because I don't like to be controlled. You're not gonna tell me what to do, and you're not gonna talk to me with no fucked up tone of voice. You're not all of that's gonna get you fired immediately. Like no explanations, no apologies. I don't want your apologies. That's what you get the fuck out. That's what you do. No, that dress was beautiful. It was a beautiful kind of brown. It looked nice on my skin. It was kind of a reddish brown color. And, I had my little pearls on and stuff. I looked very elegante. Like I said, it was sexy and it was age appropriate. It did look good on my body. And, I thought I knew I looked like $1 million. My goal was to go there and represent the dude. He's trying to move up in the company. And, I'm going to be representing as somebody with some class and style and some intelligence, not the neighborhood hoochie. But that's what he wanted me to look like, the neighborhood hoochie. I guess he thought the white boys at this job was going to be impressed if he brought a hoochie mama up in there. I don't dress like that. Even when was young and was a little hoochie, I didn't dress like that. Like hot pants in the clubs and stuff. I didn't do all of that. I always wore nice little dresses and stuff. So, it was just, now I don't have no problem because the number one person Deb is gonna love forever and always is Deb. I am my top priority, my top thing. Oh, it probably was a test, but he failed. He failed, and he got got the boot. And I wish more of you guys had more time to go home, Roger. You guys had more. It was very classy, and you know more courage to dump these dudes because there's a certain thing that says we teach people how to treat us. Not really, because they already know how to treat you. They just be testing you to see what you're going to let them get away with. And if you know how they should be treating you, see, that's the part that people mix up, that they don't understand. It's like you don't treat them how to treat you. You have to know how you want to be treated. They already know how to treat you based on how you demand to be treated. Yeah, that's what I think. So I think Tisha, that's the vibe I got too. That he wanted to make it seem like he just had all these women and they was just so fly. This and that. I'm not doing that for you. I was gonna go in there and talk some good business sense. I know a lot about the tech industry, and I brushed up on his company. I mean, I was going in there playing my corporate wife role, even though we were just dating. But I know this. I know how it runs. I know how it goes. I've been around. I'm not no little kid here. I know what I'm doing. And so I thought was why he wanted me to go with him. He was trying to move up, and he knew I would represent very well. But then, I don't know. He just did wanted me to change clothes, and I said no. I wish I would have known where the party was. I would have went by myself. Got me one of them tech jobs. All right. So that answers that dude's question. Now let's go to number 7. How many more is it? Oh, it's only 8 today. Whew. Remember, we'll be back on Tuesday. This is just me trying to attempt to clean some of these letters out of my email box because it was just too many. If I saved them all for Tuesday, then I wouldn't be able to do all of them because 10 letters, that's about enough. My voice starts fading after that. So I from reading them. Okay, so here's question number 7. I think I was too smart for him, but he was cute and he was very smart about computer science and and stuff. He's a software engineer, and I mean about that kind of stuff. He it's like life skills. And he was kind of iffy there, but what is a nignog? Somebody want to explain to her? Okay, my name is Tammy. I'm 30 years old, and I have a boyfriend who I have been seeing for about 6 months. I recently came out of a divorce, and only the last couple of months have we really become close. Okay, you've been seeing him for 6 months. You got divorced. Okay. He is a great man who's about 7 years older than me. He's kind, affectionate, caring, buys gifts for me, takes me great places. Our physical relationship is also very good. But a few days ago, since he has never really told me how he feels in words, other than he really likes spending time together and he's crazy about me, he never speaks of love. I feel now that I do love him, so I sent him an email expressing how I felt. Don't you guys ever do that. And I will be explaining this in a minute. I didn't say I love you, but I told him I wanted to know how he really felt, that I wasn't used to having a physical relationship with someone without a commitment. Then what did you do that for, Tammy? He responded by saying, I care for you and my feelings are strong, and sometimes I feel like I love you. I was very hurt. Sometimes he feels like he loves me. What does that mean? So my question is, am I expecting too much too spoon? We spend 4 or 5 days a week together and we often go away for weekend trips. If I know how I feel, why doesn't he? Or is he playing games? Okay, so you didn't say how you felt. You didn't say I love you, but you told him you wanted to know how he really felt. Okay, so you put dude on the spot. So that isn't how you handle. Yeah, Tammy's ass. Oh my God. Tammy, you're 30 years old. Girlfriend, grow up. Okay? If you love the man, then you love the man. If you don't love the man, then you keep your mouth closed. Own your shit like a G. Okay? You don't play, you're the one playing games because you feel like you love him, so you trying to throw out bait to see if he's going to say, I love you first. You're acting like you're in middle school. Okay, that's not how grown women conduct themselves. You don't send somebody an email asking how they feel about you like you're 14. My God, what is this? This is embarrassing. I know. Well, I mean, this is embarrassing for somebody to be 30 years old and to be this clueless. Okay, so those are the two mistakes you make. Okay, then you send him an email. You didn't even tell him face to face, like a coward. Okay, then you say you weren't used to having a physical relationship with someone without a commitment. Okay, then why were you fucking him? Okay, if you that's true and that's really what that's your thing, then why did you sleep with him? What was that about? Where was your boundary there? What you saying one thing but you're doing another. Okay, again, you acting like you're 14. Okay, he responded by saying, I care for you and my feelings are strong and sometimes I feel like I love you. You know why he said that? Because he wants to keep tapping that ass. Because you want a commitment and he's not ready to give you one now, if ever. And but he does want to keep tapping that ass. So that's the line he fed you. Now you brought that on yourself by asking him that. See, my thing is this: if you know it's your boyfriend, you don't really have a commitment with the man. He takes you places and this and that. Have you guys talked about being a one-on-one couple? Or you just kidding it? You just see each other so often, you just assumed that was your man. Because if you guys had that conversation, then you're free to date and fuck whoever you want to, just like he is. You see what I mean? So you over here like treating him like you guys have a committed relationship, and after 6 months he's 37 and you 30, that's way too old for that. That's too old. So what you can I'm telling you, 90 days men already know if not immediately. So what you can bank on is what you need to do is just cut him off. Cut him off. Just tell him, this is not really going in a direction that I really wanted to go in, and I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this because I'm getting in too deep. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hurt myself any more than I am right now. And I'm not putting pressure on you to say or you feel anything or do anything like that. But I'm telling you with the direction that I'm going in, it doesn't feel safe for me to do that with with this revelation. I'm happy I had the courage to talk to you about it. I should have had the courage sooner. My apologies to you for dragging this on and, giving you false, if illusions or whatever. But I'm going to cut this off now. Thank you for the 6 months. I really enjoyed, the time I spent with you. But please don't call me anymore. And then you hang up the phone. That's how you handle your shit. Like a grown ass woman. You don't be sending people emails like a little 14-year-old girl in middle school. Oh my God, this is just too much for me. Because now the bottom line is, even if you did love the man, because you love somebody, it doesn't obligate them to love you back. These little girls, they be talking about, well, I like this boy, that's my crush, and, but he likes my friend, and they be all mad at the friend. It's like, because you liked him, he does not obligated to like you back. It's the same principle here, you know. You want a man who loves you and wants to be committed to you and all that kind of stuff, then you need to get you a new man, and that's my suggestion. That's what you do. Yes, please subscribe. Please share a link. Please, please help the channel to grow. Yeah, see, that's what she should have been doing. As she's just fresh out of a marriage, she doesn't say for how long, but she doesn't know how long the marriage was, nor how long it's been since she's been divorced. She's left out those two vital pieces of information. But, when you first get out of a divorce, you're kind of reeling emotionally. You don't know which end is up. Most people are very hurt, even if it's something that they know that they need to do for their own, for their best interest of themselves and or their children, is to end that marriage. It's still a loss of dreams. There's a loss of your plan of life, because when you get married now, you everything that you plan to do from that point forward, that person is a part of the dream some kind of way, right? So when that you divorce them, and a lot of people, that's like their friend as well. So you got to get new friends, because all your friends are with that person, and they gonna start taking sides and whatnot and feeling uncomfortable. So usually you just kind of leave them alone. You go get your own friends, but there's a void there. There's a period where you don't have that. You don't have your own friends. You got to find a new place to live. Sometimes every dream that you had of your future and what you were going to be doing, your year by year life plan, it has to be totally rebuilt and reconstructed and revamped and all this stuff. So it's a lot going on with people mentally and emotionally after a divorce. Not to mention if they got cheated on or beat up or something like that, or they're getting stalked or something, then there's even more bullshit to deal with. So the time after a divorce is not the time to be trying to get into a serious relationship. She's trying to make him be a rebound, and I'm thinking he's slick enough to know that's what it is. He's not trying to be a rebound. He wants to be loved for who and what he is, if he even wants that at all. Because right now all they have is a relationship of convenience. That's what it is. That's it. That's my phrase. It's been magical, and just go. You know, it is. It is the death. It's like a death. Because all your, who you planned to be for the rest of your life when you took those vows, that comes to a screeching halt as of that moment when the judge, psh, you are now divorced. Okay, now every dream you had has to be recreated from scratch. And that's why it's so important, and I kind of reiterate and try to get women to understand, even if you have children, your children are important to you and stuff, your man's important to you, your marriage is important to you, your little family and stuff, have your own shit going on for yourself. Don't make other people your whole world. Have your own hobbies, your own interests, your own friends, your own activities that you do by yourself or with other women. Okay, you have to do that for yourself in situations like this. Just think, like, like we didn't get a divorce. He died. I mean, one day he was there, and then the next day he wasn't. What if I hadn't had anything going on for myself and my whole life was him? I probably would have, done something to myself, because I wouldn't have had any dreams. I wouldn't have had any reason to live. But you have to have that for yourself as a woman, because you just never freaking know. And kids grow up and they leave the house. What you gonna do? You ain't changing no diapers and yelling at somebody no more. You just walking around an empty house with nothing to do. That's what they call an empty nest syndrome. These women are just lost. They don't know what to fucking do with themselves, and they have no purpose, and they have like set up no goals and no joys for themselves other than raising snot-nosed kids and catering to some nappy-headed husband. Yeah, you do. You do. You go through those grievings just like, if someone had died when it's a divorce. Do you think it's a healthy to get under a new man to get over your ex? My grandmother used to say that. My grandmother used to say that. But wait, what happened with Phyllis? I missed something. What? Wait, let me scroll up. I missed something. I'm scrolling. Oh, your brother. Oh, sorry about that, Phil. Yeah, that's hard, Sibs. But what was I getting ready to say? I got so distracted. But anyway, she needs to take some time and deal with her feelings. Hey, I saw. Thanks, no Nino. Um, she needs to deal with what she got going on emotionally and not be trying to deal with a dude. But that is what my grandmother used to say. The best way to get over the old dude is to get under the new one. That was her phrase. And I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, it's a distraction, but my thing is this: most dudes can't fuck anyway. So what's the point of all that? You just gonna be mad. I'm already mad because I broke up with somebody, and so then I'm gonna be mad because you can't fuck. So I mean, what? Well, I wasn't gonna have that conversation with my grandmother because by the time she died, I was still young, and so we hadn't had the opportunity to have two. I mean, I was a teenager, but I was still too young to be talking to her about sex stuff, and so we never had that conversation. But that's something I really would have wanted to ask her. Um, but alas, I didn't get that opportunity. Yeah, they can't. So then you just be mad. You mad you got a divorce, and you mad that this nigga can't fuck. So you say, get your nig nog can't fuck ass out of my bed. Go home. Go home, Roger. All right, so here's letter number 8. I'm only 20, which is pretty young, but I've been hurt so many times by guys that I'm afraid it will have serious repercussions on my ability to trust men in later life. Can you please give me some good advice because I'm losing hope fast and I feel like I have to seriously hold back so I won't get hurt. The last relationship I was in, he helped me stop holding back, and the minute I did, he hurt me very badly. Can you please help me? Okay, wait. You're only 20 years old, but you've been hurt so many times. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? That you would be having so many times. At 20, you should have had no more than two boyfriends. Okay? No, this is you doing too much. Okay, you need to slow your ass down. Now, you losing hope. You afraid you're gonna not be able to trust men. What are your standards in life? Because what are your standards for men? I'm looking at this. What is it why are you choosing the guys that you're choosing? What are you looking for in these dudes? Are you looking for them to give you something that you should be supplying for yourself? Like, self esteem, compliments, a belief in yourself, something along those lines. Uh, are you the type that thinks that if you don't have a man, a man, that you're lacking in some respect, so you go from dude to dude, dude to dude, because you just can't stand the thought of being single, because if you're single, you feel like you're nothing? Is that at work here? I'm trying to figure out, what is going on with you, or is it like you just deal with any dude that pays you any attention? Now, this thing here, when they say he helped you to stop holding back, see, that's game. That's just game. You have a dude who they'll do that. You so closed off. So they want you to open up and give them everything you have and be open emotionally because it makes you easier to manipulate and control. If they know that he just playing games with you, you don't never let the open up to no nigga that you ain't married to. Okay, he wants you to open up. Say no, I'm not gonna open up. Why should I open up? Where's the benefit in me to do that? I just met you. I don't know shit about you. And you coming in here talking about I need to open up. No, I don't need to do shit. What you need to do is go away. You need to go away somewhere. Yep. Tell you stand for something or fall for anything. Yep. My uncle used to tell us that too. And that's why, women who don't have boundaries and standards, and as soon as they start telling them something, they say, well, I want this, or I'm going to live my life like this. But as soon as some dude comes to and asks them something different, then they fold up and, abandon their, quote, stance in order to give him what he wants because they're afraid of, quote, losing him. So, these are all questions I have, young lady. You didn't really give me much information about what these things did, these guys did that hurt you. But I'm assuming since you're so young, it's probably some cheating shit. That's all they know how to do at that age. Um, but what I want you to do is stop dating for a minute. Just stop. You need to do some thinking about what kind of guy you're looking for and how is he going to make you feel? What is he about? How is he educated? What are his goals in life? Where do you fit into his life? Does he want what you want? Is he a baby daddy type that got miscellaneous stray little motherfucking nappy headed kids everywhere? I mean, what? What are your standards here? Do you want somebody who's been in and out of jail or not? I mean, is he just street corner pharmaceutical rep or is he not? I mean, this is the kind of stuff you need to really narrow down. Do you want somebody that doesn't smoke weed and do all of that kind of stuff? Do you want somebody who's in college? I mean, think about the kind of man that you want and narrow your shit down so you only deal with that kind of dude. That will eliminate 90% of this bullshit that you just wrote right here. But she really needs to just slow down. You need to stop dating for a minute because you 20 and you quote hurt so many times. That's really bothering me. That means you just doing a little bit too much. You're acting a little bit too desperate and you're going around with too many different dudes at such a young age. That's not good for you. This is what this is what happens. You get all this toxic energy directed at you by all these little knuckleheads that just want to use you for sex, and you get hurt, and some of these little girls end up pregnant with all kind of diseases and whatnot. So you need to stop doing that. Spend some time listening to the videos on this channel about. There's one called "How to Date." There's one about the top 10 mind games that men play with women. Then go through that whole series about the hoops that black men try to get black women to jump through. It's 25 video series. It's a playlist here. Look at each one of those. Each one of those 25 videos breaks down a different one of the very common games that black men play. I mean, that's all over this channel. I've spent a lot of time hipping women to game, but there's so many videos. You have to do a search. Guy, it was like 465 videos now. So, by the end of this year, I'm going to have 500 videos. When I do the 500th video, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to have like a big sign or something. But we're on 500. I think this will be 466. So, there's a lot of content here. And so you need to search through, put your keyword in and search. And then all the videos that have that as a tag will pop up. And then, you can narrow your search down that way because it's just too many. I'm going to have to create some different kind of list or something. It's just so many now. Um, you know what I'm talking about. It's a pharmaceutical rep giving out samples and selling products. But that's what I have to say. It's really unfortunate when you see these young girls getting all involved with these dudes like that. Um, that's not good. That's not good for your psyche. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your emotional health either. So that's something that you really need to watch out for. You need to protect yourself. So anybody got a question? We got about. I can stay around here about another 20 minutes. If somebody has a question, I'm going to. Where's my water? Oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah, 500 videos. That's go. By the end of the year, I anticipate that should be it because I'm at 466. I usually do about 3 or 4 a week. Yeah, it's my hair. You want me to comb it? Ew. I don't like combing my hair. I was gonna go and get it flat ironed and stuff, and then I thought, oh fuck it, I don't feel like paying that money. The games black men play, other men do too, but that doesn't matter. I don't care about that because this channel is oriented towards African Americans. The majority of my clientele is black. So it really wouldn't be right for me to spend a whole bunch of time talking about all kind of other men because they're irrelevant. I mean, there's some men are here, but um, in general, Are all the videos under the playlist? Well, each there's different playlists. There's like dating tips or something, and there's the 25 video series about the black men jumping through hoops or something, and then there's But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a playlist of videos that are oriented towards men. I want to make one that's oriented towards teens, and I want to make it. I'm gonna try to make it so that people can help find stuff easier. I have to give it some thought though how I'm gonna break it down because the number of videos growing like this, I have to give people some help to find what they need. Where can you find high income earning black men? Why are you asking me? Uh, and what do you consider to be high? That varies from parts of the country to, it's from region to region. What's high in one area might be 50,000. Out here, that's chump change. If you ain't making at least 150,000, you consider low income in this area. No man plays it better than black men. Mm, well, they got the white boys, the PUAs, going around the world giving lectures, teaching other boys, other loser men, how to game on women. So, how to deal with a nosy family who question you about your relationship status during the holidays. They try to set you up with questionable persons. Psh, just tell them no. Come on, Crystal, say it with me. No. Hell no. What I look like? No. You crazy? No. Not in this lifetime. Shit, no. Just look at that video on how to say no. Because, I had put like a whole bunch of ways in there that you could say no. But the bottom line is just, you just tell them no. You have to use your words. And they try to set you up with people that, to say that the person's beneath me. Sometimes you got to hurt their feelings because they want to be, it's like, well, you think you too good. No, I know I'm too good. I'm too good for that. That is like way beneath any standards I would even be trying to think about having. But sometimes, with family, they get so insistent and they kind of like gang up on you. They try to do that bully thing, that pack thing, which I'm going to be talking about in another video coming up. Um, they try to do that to kind of like intimidate you into doing what they want you to do. You got to stand strong, Crystal. You got to stand strong. That's something you need to get in the mirror and start practicing no, saying no, and embellishment. Work your neck, work your finger. No, I said no. Okay, you can play this video and you can practice with me. That's what I do. So they used to do that to me. I'm like, fuck all that shit. I'm not trying. So then I start, all that Deborah Cooper starts coming out. So they don't ask me nothing no more. They don't ask me anything because then they all get cussed at. Can you explain the importance of women having a life during empty nest times? Oh, I just did that a little earlier in the video. You you got to get you some hobbies or something. But you're not even empty nest time. Do the shit before the kids leave the nest. You should get married with some your own shit going on. Your husband, your kids should never be your everything. People dote on their children too much. Make them little motherfuckers do some work. You shouldn't be doing all the work in the house, especially you got kids, any kids between 8 and up. They need to be washing some dishes. They need to be cleaning, some mopping and sweeping some floors, vacuuming, cleaning the bathroom, changing their own sheets, cleaning up their own rooms. Okay, so by the time they leave, that will free you up to do things that you want to do: needlework, reading books, writing, painting, drawing. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Photography, whatever it brings you joy, you need to carve out time to do that thing while your kids are still at the house. Then by the time they leave, you just keep, you can pick up your shit and amp it up, but you already got your shit rolling. You don't just wait to have a life once they leave. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve to have joy and creative outlets for your energy that do not involve your children and do not involve your husband. And make sure that you do that. Every woman needs to do it. They have this guilt where they feel like, well, I'm not a good mother if I do that. They don't even want to close the door when they go in the bathroom to take a shit because they think like, well, my kids might need me. Fuck them little motherfuckers. Close the door and lock it and tell them not to bother you. Go in there, take your bath, and tell them if unless your house is on fire and somebody's bleeding, don't you dare interrupt me either. And they won't. You sit there and watch that goddamn movie and don't you get up until I get out and come back out here. They give you an hour and a half of peace. And if you say it in a tone of voice like I say it, then they'd be scared to move, and they would sit. You would come back, and they would sit in that same spot. Little brats. Oh, well, yeah, I explained that too. About, yeah, because I said that, I think, in the last video. Men are men. Now, there are certain behaviors and attitudes that are particular to black culture. I mean, that's just the way that it is. There are certain attitudes that black men share that they tell other black men that are not the kind of things that are told to men of other races. This is a black thing. However, when you got somebody who's going to be acting stupid, and my thing is all men are stupid. What you just got to do is find a man who's got the level of stupid that you can tolerate. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. So, some men are just more stupid than others. I'm only a tiny bit stupid, which is fixable. And others are so stupid, it's like they stupid goes on for miles. Okay, so you got to pick which level you can handle and tolerate and want to be bothered with. And then that's what you do. Well, I don't know. If you paying $50,000 in taxes, you ain't handling your money right. That's all I can say. But here, you got $50,000 is your gross income, not your net. That's poverty. That's poverty. Yeah, they do. You know, yeah, you got at least 60, 5 grand a month. Your doctor asks you out on a date. What should I tell him? Is he cute? How old is he? You just don't. You ain't giving much details to your girlfriend, being all cryptic and shit. Can I get some information? What kind of doctor? How old is he? Is he whatever is your same race? I mean, what's going on? Speaks to me in the black one has to recognize the case. Oh, thank you, Betty. That's such a nice note. Oh, that's the goal. That's why I do this. Do you see what Betty said, you guys? In case you didn't, I'm going to read it. It says, I'm so grateful for your channel. It speaks to me as a black woman, helps me to recognize the games that black men play. This has been helpful to my self esteem and growth and development. Regarding my, and then she's saying something, I guess it's going to continue later. Yeah, they do teach them how to be Nick Nogs. They got like junior Nick Nogs level players. They be teaching these little boys to act stupid at 10 and 11 years old. Oh, go girl. Win some for me. You search for a meaningful and worthy partner. Good. You can once you do, um, you can eliminate a lot of nick knuckleheads from your life. Well, 60,000. These people don't must not have no tax write-offs. You got to have some tax write-offs, and you don't be paying $30,000 in taxes. That's just too much. He broke your bed and has been struggling for 6 hours to put in two screws. Oh my God. Girl, kick him out. Just get you some of that, what's that elephant glue, and glue that shit back together. You gonna try to go this weekend? Good. Well, do you know how to play poker though? I mean, the tournament's kind of heavy. Oh, you just going to watch? Okay. Yeah. Please touch on that family bullying and gang stalking. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about not just family. I'm going to be talking about the um, the mentality that a lot of people have, in particular males, where it's like a pack. They like pack animals, and I'm going to tell you guys about it because it influences. Even if you're in a relationship with a dude, his pack influences him. So you have to pay a lot of attention to who your man runs with. But I'm going to be going. I'm still kind of trying to get my thoughts together. You know how I do. I'll think about something, and I may think about it off and on for months before I actually do the show. And this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and and kind of observing how guys roam the streets and stuff in groups, and how they act when there's some of them together versus when they're by themselves. It's real interesting, real psychologically interesting. So I uh, want to talk about that. All men play games. All men play games. Black men just play different types of games. But if they want to know about games, they can just look on this channel. I mean, no matter what color the man who does it, the shit is always the same. They either after your money, they after some pussy, or they after something that you got, some kind of resources you got. I mean, maybe you have a business and you do accounting or something, so he wants you to do his books for free, or so. I mean, it's some kind of thing they're trying to figure out how to use you for. Let me just put it that way. Or you have kids and they're pedophiles and they want trying to get access to your children, so they're trying to set you up to trust them so you could leave them alone with the kids. Or they need a place to stay, because they are homosexual, and so they gonna try to be in love because so they can move in. It's always something. It's always something like that. The money, resources, get to your kids, a place to stay, or some ass. It's always one of those five goals. Always. It's, that's just how it is. So if you know that and you watching, those 5 points, then you should be all right. How to deal with family and relatives who do not accept your single and childless lifestyle, despite all the foolery they deal with in their so-called relationships. Well, what do you mean they don't accept it? What do they do? They're always talking shit to you? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, my thing is, uh, it depends on how you deal with your family. See, most people are very polite to their relatives. My relatives know better. So, say I came and they were like, well, how come you don't have any money? Because I don't fucking want to. How was it gotten? What has it done for you? Looking at you as an example, your shit here is an example of what not to do. So why would I want to put myself in that bullshit like you? I'd be walking around looking all wrinkled up and exhausted and stressed the fuck out like you look. I look young and fresh and shit. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You keep doing what you're doing and just leave me the fuck alone. That's my response. So they don't say nothing to me no more. I'm like, well, damn, because it's true. They know these relatives is younger than me, okay, and they got all kind of lines and shit, lines and furrows and shit, just looking all stressed out and stuff, and just no. It's like I'm gonna be 10 years older than you, and I look 20 years younger. So it's this kind of thing they stress out about these old nog men they got. I'm not trying to put myself in that situation. So you figure out how to say that in a way that uses your own language. You don't have to be a rogue nigga like me, but you have to communicate in a very firm way that you ain't trying to look like them. You ain't trying to have the drama that they have in their life because your life is fuck nigga free. And that's what, they need to hear that to understand it. You dealing with fuckery, I'm not. You dealing with bullshit, I'm not. Your man is tripping. I don't have nobody tripping in my life because I'm fuck nigga free. So it sounds like you jealous. That's what it really sounds like. And you mad. So you trying to do that crabs in the barrel thing to get me in some bullshit so I be looking like you. Fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck it and fuck you too. Oh, I talked about that parents publicly embarrassing their children in a couple of videos ago. I'm not down with that at all. That shit stays online, and there's no reason to do that to your children. I'm not saying you don't fuck over them and punish them and all of that stuff, but you don't need to put it on social media. Those are parents who are trying to get some likes and shit. They're little narcissistic asses trying to get likes and stuff by throwing their kids under the bus. That's just so inappropriate. This is some bullshit ass parents. Some people just really shouldn't have kids. Men who don't like to take women on dates. I've already done that 15 times. I mean, it's in like so many different videos. Let me think of one in particular. The titles. Well, like I said, I need somebody. I need an index. I'm gonna have to work on that. Um, they're not trying to take you on a date. They just want to come over and fuck. I think it's called "A Date Is Not You Making Butt Prints on My Couch." I think that's the title of it. And it's either Yeah, it's either a video or it's an article on surviving dating, one of the two. But that's the title. A date is not you making butt prints on my couch. So search for that, and that will talk to you about men who don't like to take women out on a date. You want to paint, girl? Get a class. Get a class. You never know. I mean, you might be so good that you might have some unknown talent, and the next thing we know, you have an art exhibit and shit, and your paintings are being sold for 300, $500,000. You just never know. So everybody, you feel like you have an interest, go for it. Go for it. Should a woman allow her man to watch porn? How you gonna stop him? It's not a matter. You don't allow grown men to do anything. Okay, that's what you do with children. You don't allow your man to do nothing. You can express that you want, that you don't like it, or you would prefer that he not. But as far as you saying allow, that's the wrong terminology. You start trying to tell a man like you gonna uh allow him something, he's gonna make sure that's the top on his list to do, and he's gonna fuck over you. You don't talk to no man like that. Yep, no and fuck you. That's those my two favorite words. Oh, and free. Free is good too. Well, some of these, you guys, there's so many questions here. They're just flying at me. I lost track. Help! He was married to a Leo. Ooh. You found out that he doesn't take care of his kids, but the kids are grown now. Ancient history. Just don't have no kids with him. You'll be all right. Should a woman allow her man to watch porn? Okay, that's what I just talked about. Okay, I found out where I was now. Let me start scrolling down to catch up. Yep, keep it moving. Do not make your family your number one anything. I mean, yeah, we kids are little, yes, they have to be a priority. But I'm telling you, once they can get them own clothes on, and if this is the thing, if they can throw shit on the floor, they can pick shit up. Okay, they throw their toys on the floor. Don't you dare clean up after them. Say, pick that goddamn toy up off the floor and put it back where it belongs. Don't be leaving your shit all over the house like that. Pick that shit up and put it back in your room. Okay, then now they know not to leave stuff on the floor because I'm not picking it up after I'm to clean up after you. You big enough to throw the shit on the floor, you can pick it up. I learned that from my mother when she had her daycare. Them little babies would be crawling with a toy in their hand and they would rare, babies sit on their knees and they would reach with the little hand and they would put it back in the little cube thing. Okay, so if a baby who can't even really walk yet can do that, then what is wrong with your grown ass kids you cleaning up after them? Fuck them motherfuckers. You don't clean up the shit. Anything that's on the floor, I'm throwing it out. And don't throw it when they're out in the garbage can so they can go and go to some dumpster of an apartment complex or something and throw their shit out. And every time they leave shit on the floor or leave it on the couch or leave it anywhere it's not supposed to be, put it in a giant plastic bag, put it in your car and go and throw it away. The motherfuckers will learn real quick not to be leaving shit all over the house and all over the floor, maybe leaving people a mess for you to try to clean up. You gotta be mean to these people. Y'all too nice to your kids and your husbands. That's why they be running all over you. Fuck these niggers. All right, I'm scrolling down. I'll be going back home on holiday and staying with my very religious family. What is the best way to tell them that I don't believe in their God without being rude? No matter what you say, they're going to take it as you being rude. There's no way around that. Um, but if they're very religious, how do they celebrate holidays? Okay, well, whatever. Um, what you might want to do is be very ready to make your exit. I'm gonna tell you that. Uh, you better have one of them tickets that you can like that's flexible departure time or whatever they call it, the open ticket, because they might make it so uncomfortable for you that you want to be getting up out of there real quick. But you tell them, if they start wanting you to pray and all this kind of stuff, just don't participate. I mean, you can stand there and be respectful, be quiet, but you don't have to pray with them. They bow their heads to do all this stuff. Just stand there, and just look around. Be quiet. Don't say anything. And they'll say, well, why didn't you pray? I said, because I don't believe. That's not my belief system. It's yours, and I respect that, our difference, and I want you to respect mine. I don't believe it, but I still love you as my, aunt, uncle, mother, father, sister, brother, whatever. But that's where we have a difference of opinion. and see how they handle it. And, if they start getting really upset, I'm telling you, you better have your ticket ready to unite it. Put me on the next thing, smoking back to wherever you live, and then just do that. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, I'm working on the pack animal ones. It's gonna be deep. Will you incorporate call-ins live in the future? I don't know how. Somebody knows how. Shit. I thought I was magnificent getting this shit up and running. It took me weeks to get this shit right. So if you know how to do it, send me an email on survivingdating@gmail.com. I mean, I know if you do it through Google, what they call it, the Google Hangout, you can, but I don't use the Google. How to deal with male relatives who are worthless and the older women in the family expect you to be the family mule superwoman. Girl, Crystal, you have to. I'm gonna make Crystal a video. We're gonna practice saying no together. Okay, it's going to be a video, and you're gonna look. You're gonna play the video, and you're gonna look in the mirror, and you're going to say, "No, I'm not doing that. No, don't ask me that. No, didn't I already tell you I'm not doing that? Are you hard of hearing? No." I mean, how many ways they want to tell you that? You just keep saying no. Say no, I'm not doing that. No, don't ask me that. No, I already told you that. The bottom line is you keep saying no. You can learn to say it in different languages if you want to. Maybe they don't understand English well. I don't know what's going on with them folks. But you can try that. Try that. Korean, año. Just say no in Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, nit. I mean, you know what you want to do, but it's gonna still be no. You find it interesting that stranger men will stand in line because they're just animals. That's not sex. They just want to bust a nut. That's not sex. They're just after that feeling. Yeah, you cut your family off. That's what you got to do sometime. Oh, she did. What did she say? I missed it. What did she say, Van? Yeah, my relatives too. They don't really say too much to me because I get started and then they just go, and then they don't say nothing else. Your dad's trying to get you to be codependent for your mother. And that's his job. What the fuck? Yeah. And even that's like I used to write business plans, right? And this dude I met, he was like, I don't know how he found that out, but he's like, "Oh, can you make a business plan for me?" I said, "Sure, for $1,000." And he's like, "What? You gonna charge me?" I said, "Why wouldn't I charge you? That's my business. Why would I do it for you for free? What you got going on that should do that?" Well, cause we dating. I'm like, we ain't dating. We just fucking. That's different. My money don't have nothing to do with my pussy. So give me my money, and then you will talk. And that nigga was just like too through with me. He just did not know what to say. He just sit there looking at me with this like kind of look on his face. I'm like, shh, you confused. You thinking that because that little dick that you gave is worth $1,000, nigga? Do you know I can get dick for free? I don't need to do shit to earn the dick. Dick just be like it coming over just want because you want it to come. I don't need to pay for dick. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, it is an article? Okay, I just knew I wrote it and I remember the title, but I couldn't remember. Okay, so there it is. It's on surviving dating. It's, a date is not you making butt prints on my couch. There's a lot of articles over there. So, it's probably about 500 or 600 articles over there too. I used to be a very prolific writer. Then I just switched over to videos. It hurt when you saw that a girl's mom showed on Facebook Live a pad her daughter left on the floor. Mom called her vile names. Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, a lot of these mothers, I don't think they like their daughters very much. Mia's question, okay, a Romanian and he's 30 years old. And how old is Mia? Is he older, younger? He's Romanian. I'm assuming he can speak English. Is he trying to get a green card or some shit? What's up with dude? Anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm gonna say this: go out with him. What is the problem? You're going on a date. Make sure everybody knows where you are, though. You know, you know he works at the hospital. You know his name, get his medical license number, and all of that shit, and make sure somebody has it. Cause you know them dudes from the Eastern European countries are into sex trafficking. A lot of them. We don't want that to be you. Okay, so take all his data and make sure he knows that you got it, just in case some bullshit be trying to jump off. But yeah, just go on a date. Just go meet him wherever you guys gonna go. Enjoy yourself. Check him out. See what he's talking about. Yes, pound trash ass parents. That's a good one. Yeah, she wanted to humiliate. What is all that? She wanted to humiliate her daughter on television. That's terrible. Yeah, she picks up. My thing is, I'm telling you, my mother had them little babies, them crawling babies, them little 10-month-old babies. That was like they put the little blocks on the floor. They just have a good time pitching them. You know how they do on their little knees, right? And they hold on with one hand, and then this hand is just busy picking and tossing shit onto the floor, right? Then they go and they crawl over. They play with it a little while, and then they think they're gonna crawl off. My mother be like, "Oh no, no, no! You go over there, and all those toys you just put on the floor, you go and put them back." And so she would demonstrate, how the baby was gonna do it. So then the baby would go crawl and get one block and crawl back to the little thing, get on his little knees and pitch it back in there. And then they go over and they would pick up all the toys that they did. I was amazed because I had no idea that a 10-month-old could understand that well, but they did, and they all the children were responsible, and the older kids, because they were preschoolers, right? So they're 3, 4 years old, and they would help the babies pick up. But they all knew by the time she calls you for lunch, the playroom better be tidied up, and she gonna come in there and get you, and then you guys gonna go in there, wash your hands, and go sit down at the table, and you guys gonna eat your lunch like you have some damn sense. And they had table manners. She taught them table manners. Either babies that was in the high chairs used their little manners. They would pick their little napkin up and wipe their little faces. She was serious. So those kids that went through her preschool, when they went to school, they was ready. I mean, they was ready for kindergarten by the time they left there. She worked on with letters, numbers, counting, basic math, all kind of stuff. She really loved children. Will call-ins become part of your show in the future? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't have the faintest idea. I used to do a call-in TV show here in Oakland on cable, and it was kind of interesting because I had to hire somebody to screen my calls because people would call in and say stupid shit. Like one time, this nigga calls in, and it's like a live show, right? So I mean, the phone is, it's live. It was hooked into the speakers, and so it was, be broadcast. So I pick up the phone and say, I forgot what my show was called, and then this dude said, "You have beautiful breastises," and then he hung up. The only reason I remember that shit because it was so funny. He was so juvenile, and that shit wasn't like horrible. It was funny. Yeah, I don't use Google Hangout. I don't do that. I have to figure out how to if I can integrate the two, then maybe. I use a different platform and different software and stuff. So I have, more flexibility with these slides and different things. Um, yeah, that would be good. Well, I'll look into it. You can't hear a thing. Well, what's going on? Hmm. Well, I wasn't talking for a minute, but I am talking now. I don't know. Check your wires because you might have your input and output wires crossed in the back. That's a very easy thing to do. Or check how they have the 3, 4, the channel where you get the internet. You might have it on the wrong channel. What's a pack hound? A pack hound are guys that like to roll in groups. That is going to be my video coming up next week. Uh, Next weekend maybe. Guys that roll out in groups and have that pack mentality where one person is the leader and everyone else follows his lead. Now, if that guy is a good person, a decent guy, then it works out really well. If he's a knucklehead, then it's all bad, and your son will be in a world of trouble, and so will anybody else in their circle. Yes, please put in your suggestions for topics and whatever else comments you got to survivingdating@gmail.com. Thank you, Lady Bossa. She be on it. It's my girl. Yeah, he's 30 years old. I would say go. Go. I mean, what's he talking about? You might have a nice time. I think one of the best, I think this is two best dates I've ever had. One was with a Japanese guy, and he was cute, like 6'2", which I didn't know Japanese could get that tall, but he was fine. And then I went out with this Irish guy, and even though it was a great date, that's the one I was telling you guys that was so blonde. He had like blonde eyebrows and blonde eyelashes, and he just looked like translucent. I couldn't. Man, that dude loved my ass, but I just could not do it. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, if he just had a little bit more brown to him, then I probably would be married with 500 little half Irish kids by now, because that man loved me, but I just couldn't do it. And I was like the one time in my life I actually felt bad about having to, reject a man because he was nothing but nice and kind, but I just couldn't I felt no attraction to him. And that's the kind of thing when you can't look at a relationship if you don't feel attracted to somebody, because then you don't want the guy to touch you. You don't want to kiss him. I mean, nothing. You don't want any kind of intimacy with him. And that's what would have been happening. And that wouldn't have been fair to him at all. And I didn't want to do that to him. He was a really sweet person. I did not want to, just be trying to use dude or anything. So I just told him we couldn't make it happen. It wasn't going to happen. And I still think about him sometimes. It's like, oh, I wonder if I would be so like that to this day. And I think probably, yep, I sure would. Because if I'm not attracted to you, I'm just not attracted. And that's just the way it is. Like a dude on Twilight. I don't know. I never watched Twilight. So I have no basis for comparison. No, no Prince Harry. The Japanese dude was kind of, though. He had like some swag going on. All kind of men love black women. But, I don't know why so many sisters think that, men of other ethnicities don't like them. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah, you got to be attracted to the guy, you know. If you're not attracted to him, it just never goes anywhere. This dude wouldn't have tanned, he would have burned. He was too pale. Like I said, he's just been translucent. He's just. No, Prince Harry is fine. And Prince Harry got swag like a motherfucker, too. That's why Megan be grinning all the time when you see her ass. She be holding that motherfucker's hand and grinning like a Cheshire cat. She be like, every time you see her ass, she cheesing. Yeah, I would have had some little. But see, my great grandfather was Irish, so it's already in our bloodline. But I don't know how that might have hopped around, and Eugene's would have hopped around and done something interesting because he was so pale. I mean, what if the kid came out and had like the curly kinky hair, and then was that pale or something? And to see that, this would have been a hot mess. You never know about how genes is gonna work out. Work out. No. You guys know what I'm talking about. You looking at Megan. That girl be grinning. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Don't be trying to play dumb. But anyway, I guess it's, you know, getting to be time for us to get on up out of here and, see each other again on Tuesday. I'll be working on the show tomorrow. And like I said, I've got some interesting things coming up. So you go follow the community page here on YouTube. That's where I post what's coming up. I'm gonna put a calendar there of events that I'm gonna get coming up. And I will see you all then on Tuesday for What the Fuck Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. It's 9 if you're on the East Coast. Be here.